Hello everyone, welcome back to the show. So today we're going to have a look at my favourite releases of 2020. However, before we do that, I do have to get some money out of this channel somehow. So here is a quick message from today's sponsors.
Come to the Paverny Taverna in Southgate for a taste of finest Greek cuisine. We serve a fine range of kebabs, lamb dishes, fish and other stuff which Greeks eat. Experience the warmth of Mediterranean hospitality in our friendly and welcoming restaurant where you will arrive as a customer and leave as a friend with memories you won't forget in a hurry. Don't miss out on the liveliest place in town where the passionate heart of the Adriatic beats in North London. Children eat free on Tuesdays, closed on Mondays. We look forward to seeing you at the Paverny Taverna.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to have a look at my favourite best releases of 2020. My most recent video was my favourite purchases, but these are my favourites that were released this year. On this subject, and I hate to boast, but I think it would be inappropriate not to mention the fact that Gravitas Pour On by my brand Barnetnaughton & Wilson, which launched this year, has been selected on Fragrantica by the esteemed fragrance writer and perfumer Miguel Matos as his favourite discovery of 2020, which is an incredible accolade for us. I'll put the link to the article in the description and also the link down there to buy the fragrance from our website, naughtonandwilson.com, if you're in the USA, UK, EU, or Canada, a fantastic fougere fragrance from perfumer John Stephen. Okay, so I won't include that fragrance in my list because it would be slightly wrong for me to do that. I'm a little bit biased. One other quick thing before I get into the list, I have a code for executiveshaving.co.uk. That is in the description below. There's a link. Smelly10 is your discount code, 10% off everything on their website. The fragrance is shipped to the EU and the UK. For example, if you haven't yet got in your collection Agua de Colonia Concentrada, 150ml bottle, I think it's about £27. Plus you get my little discount there. Superb juice, check them out. Okay, so I'm going to split my list into categories and we're going to have my favourite designer release of the year, favourite mainstream niche release, and my favourite artisanal niche release, and my favourite clone of the year too. So my favourite designer fragrance that I've smelled that was released this year, 2020, obviously a difficult year, haven't had a chance to go to all the department stores as much as I might have done, but it came out right at the beginning of the year and it's L'Homme Rochas. Fantastic fragrance, this one. So 2020 release, perfumer Bruno Jovanovic, very highly renowned perfumer, and just a really, really nice, fresh citrus freshness, but it's kind of a woody aromatic fragrance, I think, in the official description. Some people are calling it a blue fragrance because the bottle's blue. Some people are comparing it to things like Bleu de Chanel. There is a passing similarity, perhaps more than a passing similarity to that one, but I've never quite loved Bleu de Chanel enough to actually buy a bottle. This one has notes of blood orange, cardamom, pineapple, juniper berries, geranium, basil, tonka bean, patchouli and moss. There was a great review early in the year, I think he filmed it in Paris, from Chris from the channel Scentland, and he was raving about this one, and this prompted me to go out and blind buy a bottle. It's got a really, really nice fresh citrusy opening. It does have a bit of this kind of ambroxan vibe, this modern thing, so it's a very crowd-pleasing, fresh, masculine scent. And then to me, it's got this little hint of maybe something floral in there. There's juniper berry. I pick up on that lovely kind of gin-like juniper berry note, which is really, really a favourite note of mine. And I pick up on quite a bit of lavender in this one, although it doesn't seem to be listed. Maybe I'm imagining it. And also just this kind of hint of incense in there. So it's really, really smart, smooth, sophisticated, crowd-pleasing stuff. Some people are saying it's generic, but I think it's got enough of its own thing going on. It's definitely not an old school smell, so it does smell modern, and you could say generic, but in a different category, I think, to things like Bleu de Chanel or Sauvage or Aqua Atlantique from Bulgari. Really, really nice stuff. Good performance for me. It's an eau de toilette. Nice, versatile, perfect signature scent for anyone, any age. Classy stuff. L'Homme Rochas, my favourite from 2020 from the designer houses. Don't forget, if you'd like to join the Smelly Army private members club over on Patreon, there's a link in the description to do that. It costs just $2 a month and you get an extra video from me every week, plus you get to watch everything I've already uploaded in there. We're building a really nice community, lots of interaction, and I'd love to see you in there. Next up then, let's talk about my favourite niche release. Now, of course, you know, there are quite a lot of designer releases every year, and there are infinite numbers, seemingly, of niche houses now. So it's a really difficult category. I can't claim that I've smelled even a fraction of what's come out this year. And, you know, I'm leaving out some releases from Amouage, you know, loads of new stuff from Xerjoff and all these people. I haven't tried everything out there, but one new fragrance that I really, really like, and it's from a smaller niche house. You could almost call them indie, but they are in quite a few stores now, and I think it's a really, really great release. This is from Gallivant, and it's called Bukhara. This is a beautiful silky iris fragrance. It's very much a unisex scent. If you love the note of iris in Dior Homme, you'll know what I'm talking about. This one doesn't smell much like that, apart from it does have that same noticeable iris note. So it's themed around a city, Bukhara, a very ornate, beautiful architectural city in Uzbekistan, former Soviet Republic, and that city was something to do with the Silk Route in the olden days. So this inspired the head of house, Nick Stewart, to come up with this idea. The perfumer for this one is Ralph Schweiger, and he has done a stunning job. I'll give you the note listing for Bukhara. So we have coriander, caraway, bergamot, pear, iris, clove, jasmine, apricot, saffron, benzoin, musk, amber, and woody notes. Beautifully smooth, soft, silky, fresh, and yet slightly exotic, spicy, and even a little bit sweet. Beautiful floral tones intermingling with this dominant iris, kind of silky, almost translucent kind of feel about the fragrance. Very airy and yet quite strongly present. Decent performance on my skin. Just a beautiful fragrance I would wear kind of on a balmy evening. An evening when just as the sun goes down, it's still warm in the air. This would be the perfect thing to spray if you're wearing a white shirt or whatever. Absolutely beautiful, exquisite stuff from the house of Gallivant. Really like this house, and for me, from my limited experience of new niche releases in this difficult year 2020, I think Bukhara tops the bunch. Okay, next on to my favourite artisanal niche. So this is from, when we say artisanal, that means that the perfumer is actually the guy who kind of runs the whole show. Okay, so rather than that they commission different people like we do at Naughton and Wilson, or like the guys at Gallivant do, Bortnikov, which is the brand I've picked, the perfumer is Dmitry Bortnikov. Okay, so we call this an artisanal niche house, I think. My favourite that they've released, they did release quite a few this year, and this is my favourite full stop from artisanal perfumers this year, is Vesna Cologne, a stunning spring-like fragrance. Vesna means spring in Russian, and it's a beautiful chypre fruity scent. I'll give you the note listing. We've got lemon, pineapple, black tea, magnolia, and nagamotha, plus dried fruits. It's very woody, slightly bracken-like. It's got a beautiful kind of blackcurrant-esque dried fruit note. I think it reminds me a bit of Vagabond Prince's Enchanted Forest. It made my top list for favourite purchases of the year, and it's also making this list. It's a really, really good, unique, fresh fragrance. Dmitry Bortnikov is an incredible perfumer who uses tinctures of ingredients that he actually, makes the ingredients, or, the tincture, the perfume oil of each specific ingredient often are made individually by him. This is true artistic perfumery, niche artisanal stuff. Great smell, very unique, a fresh spring-like fragrance that you can really wear all year round, and it just has something unique. Woods, kind of resinous notes, and this lovely kind of fruitiness, this dried fruit blackberry aura, which I just find absolutely exquisite. Vesna Cologne Bortnikov, my favourite artisanal perfume from 2020. A very big honourable mention, because I did not want to leave out this house, is for Meleg Perfumes. By the way, I bought Vesna myself with my own money. This one too, I bought with my own money. Golden Guy from Meleg Perfumes. I will link these guys in the description. A stunning tobacco boozy fragrance. He's actually distilled a genuine tincture from tobacco, not a synthetic accord like tobacco. And there's Chambord liquor in here as a note. And again, I think he's distilled the tincture from the liquor itself. He hasn't just used a chemical to represent it. Other notes on their website. They've got an Etsy website where you can buy all the fragrances. They've got whiskey and absinthe. There's tonka and cedar. It's themed after a very debauched area in Japan called the Golden Guy, where there's a lot of bars and very seedy kind of stuff goes on, but in a fun way, and this really sums that up. It's lovely, fresh, natural smelling tobacco, because it is literally from tobacco that they've got the note, and these beautiful boozy accords, but it's very balanced. It doesn't sort of, I find, for example, Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford, a little heavy and unctuous. This has real natural quality about it and complexity. Lasts really well on the skin, projects nicely, beautiful, stunning stuff from the incredible perfumer Matthew Meleg, who uses a lot of non-IFRA compliant ingredients. Some of his other stuff has got real oak moss, Meleg Fougere, stunning scent. But this one, big honourable mention as my very close runner-up in the best artisanal scents of 2020. Okay guys, last up, my top clone. Controversial, but I think, clones are a big part of what we review, certainly are on my channel in YouTube, and many people are interested in them. So my award this year goes to River Fougere from the house of Dua Fragrances. This is their recreation of the discontinued gem Rive Gauche Pour Homme from Yves Saint Laurent. I'm lucky enough to have the original fragrance here. So I've done a pretty extensive A/B test. There's so little difference in the smell. I can't really tell you any specific difference that I can smell. The only thing is that this is an extract de parfum. The original's an eau de toilette, so you're going to get more perfume oil in here. If you put them side by side, I cannot tell the difference. It's a fantastic shaving foam-esque barbershop type fragrance. I'll give you the note listing. You've got lavender, rosemary, star anise, bergamot, clove, tonka geranium, patchouli, guyakwood, vetiver and oak moss. Classic masculine stuff. If you find some of the oldies from the 70s and 80s, Paco Rabanne Pour Homme, Azzaro Pour Homme, a little bit granddadish, this kind of smooths it out a little bit, has some of that same retro vibe, but really, really nice smooth stuff, either in the vintage original or Dua's fantastic tribute to it. River Fougere, my favourite clone of 2020. That's the end of the list. Don't forget that code SMELLY10 and head over to Executive Shaving for some incredible bargain fragrances there. Let me know in the comments down below your favourite releases in any of these categories of the year 2020. I look forward to seeing your comments. Remember, whatever you're doing in life, let's project. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.